Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, today this will be the second day of our thesis defense, and then for the second day of the thesis defense, we're going to have two students, two students. The first year it will be Putri Andini, and then second one it will be Hani Kusuma Wardani. And while you join this thesis defense, you're going to consider you're going to have the chance to explain your thesis here, your complete thesis, probably in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that should be enough, I guess, for you to explain your first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, and then fifth chapter of your thesis. And then of that one, you're going to have the questions. And then after the question, based on your appropriate presentations, you're going to have also the repetition for your complete thesis. So there will be two pages on it. Okay, and then I'm the one that will share the PowerPoint for you. And before we are going to start this thesis defense, let's recite Basmalah together. Putri Andini, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Let's hope you can answer all of the question clearly, and then you can give a clear, comprehensive kind of explanation for your thesis. Best of luck. Time is yours. Come on.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
First of all, I would like to extend my greetings to distinguished examiners and my thesis advisor, Mr. Sofian and Mr. Aswir, and also Ms. Zaitun. Today, I'm going to present my research with the title for Special Needs Students, Challenge, Approaches, and Support, a Case Study in Pandemic Era. From we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic has had many impacts on every aspect of our lives, especially the world of education, especially for world of education. And in mid-March in 2020, the local government issued an education policy calling for the temporary eliminating face-to-face learning and replacing it with online learning at all levels of education. Distance learning is challenging for many learners, but can be even more challenging for students with learning, attention, or social emotional needs. In the context of TEFL in Indonesia, in which English is mostly considered as one of the most difficult and scary subjects by the students, the implementation of e-learning has been creating problems for school teachers and also for parents. The fact that students find difficulties to understand and use this foreign language make teachers need to struggle with effective and applicable teaching approaches in delivering the materials virtually in order to reach the objectives of the lesson. This also happens to English teachers of special needs students. Based on my experience, when I visited Perbadika School, one of the institutions for special needs students, the English teachers of the school face barriers and challenge to build this online level. Of course, and this may be affect the achievement of students' learning goals. In line with what is said by Patato in 2020, specialists such as special education teachers, speech and language therapists, and psychologists provided significantly less services to the students with special needs as a result of the pandemic. And according to Scaver in 2020, students with specific requirements or disadvantages are at danger because the only way to solve their educational needs is only through distance education. So the objectives of this research are, the first is to find out and describe challenge encountered by teacher and students in online EFL learning due to COVID-19. The second is to identify and explain the approach used by the teacher in order to reach the objective of the lesson and online teaching and learning of English. And the third to seek the expected supports of the teacher dealing with online teaching. Move to the next slide, please, sir. According to Clark and Mayer in 2011, In a phrase, the E in e-learning refers to the method through which the course is digitized and stored electronically. The learning in e-learning refers to the what of the course, which includes content and methods for helping people learn it, and the why refers to the goal to help individuals achieve educational goals or to help organizations build skills for better work performance. Now here mentioned digitized and stored electronically, and it refers to learning activities that take place in a learning environment where teachers and students are separated by space and time. The teacher can give learning materials in a variety of ways, including software like multimedia resources, internet use, and video conferencing. The same technology is used to deliver the information and communication to the students. Move to the next slide, please, sir. The method that I applied to conduct this research is qualitative method, and in this study, as I mentioned it before, an inclusive school that affected by the pandemic is selected as this research studies case. The process of collecting the data is specified in the three stages. The first is observation. I did observation 3 times. The observation was carried out on 21st July and 19 to 20 of August in 2021. Among them are one time for location observation and 2 times for observation teaching and learning activities, online teaching and learning activities. And then semi-structure interview. I did 2 in-depth interview with one informant. She's an English teacher at Purbadika School, Miss Devi Karina Asri. And then documentation. The terms documentation here refers to the process of putting together a collection of information related to this study. Next slide, please, sir. Move to the next slide, sir. Okay. In this study, the Purbadika School was chosen as the case study. This school is an inclusive school under Purba Adi Foundation, serving regular education programs with the national curriculum and educational programs for children with special needs and with specific curriculum and self-development programs. According to data from observations, the school stands in a strategic location close to the highway but slightly protrudes back to show that there is no vehicle noise and also a good and child-friendly environment, and has complete learning facilities from computer lab, soccer field to playgrounds, but it hasn't been used for months because the school was closed from the school was closed. Only administration office are still operating. The school of children with special needs that being handled includes autistic, slow learner, student, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, children and children with communication disorder, and etc. English class at Purbadika School, it's not compulsory subject. It's a local subject or extracurricular activity that took place only once a week for 1 hour. The material is limited to basic understanding of English, and it's suited to the student abilities. Based on the interpretation of the data that has been collected in the field, the findings of this study, the first is maximize the short time effectively. Why? Because children with special needs are difficult in concentrating and easily distracted. The teacher must also passionately explain or give instructions repeatedly until the students really pay attention and understand what the teacher is saying. And therefore, the teacher must be able to create an interesting learning atmosphere for students. And if the student can follow the teacher's direction for about 30 to 45 minutes at least, it is very, very good. And then student discipline. The teacher also explained that the students' discipline was decreased because when students studying from home compared to their parents, they more obedient to their teacher. And sometimes when the class is started, the teacher have to wait a little longer to the students join the online class. And sometimes students don't even wear school uniforms according to the rules. And then the absence of parents. Actually, this is related to the previous point. The presence of parents or companions for students is very much needed in the process of online learning process. And then approaches. The teacher explained during pandemic, the approach that has been taken is much different than before. The teacher applied a varied approach, like such as communicative approach and teacher-centered approach. And it's carried out more with parents, and now it carried out more with parents, such as communicating intensely, discussing about the development of the students, and find out the best solution for every problem that exists together with parents. And then supports expected by the teacher. Support that expected by the teacher for online learning is by from the government, maybe also to maybe able to organize more training program and make guideline for teachers in designing inclusive education for students with disabilities, or maybe provide disability friendly online learning content on national TV or particular platform. The second is integration between from the parents. The teacher expect integration between parents and teacher, and become actively participate in providing education to their children. I think that's all for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. No conclusion. Please try to conclude it first, yeah, because you got only, what is it? You got only this one. You make it finding and conclusion. That now try to conclude it.
The conclusion is
what is it?
I explained.
You mind please try to repeat it? What is it? Your conclusions.
So in the Purbadika English learning, online English learning in Purbadika school, do face the teacher face challenge and approach and do different approaches, and then and have the support expected, and it's
and what is it?
And it's running like from the result showed that during online TOEFL, the teacher faced several challenges, one of which was regarding student discipline. This was evident from the result of class observation, which showed a long delay in attendance, and also how the teacher made the best use of short time, because children with special needs have difficulty in concentrating. In addition, teachers also expect support from various parties to run smoothly and achieve student learning goals. E-learning process in that school is carried out as well as possible, following government recommendation and adapting to existing conditions and situation.
That's all?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much, Putri Andini, for explaining your complete thesis. based on your PowerPoint presentation, and then now you're going to have the questions. Yeah. Let's start with the first one, the first slide here, starting with your title. Your title here, to be honest, Putri Andini, why did I give you the approval for this title? Because I guess this is an interesting kind of title, since your focus here, it is for special needs students, especially for their English learning. Yeah. My first questions, since this consists of a case study in pandemic era, so what is it? Your lesson learned from this activity, Putri, from the research that you conducted. What is it, the lesson that you can get? And what is the lesson learned from your research, please?
I think from this research, I can get the lesson. The teacher must be create a creative way to find a creative way to deliver the material in fun way and in effectively and upgrading the skill in designing in using the media learning platform, like learning media platform. I think
that's all. When I asked you the lesson learned from this research, you're gonna mention, okay, since your focus here is the special needs students, so you have to give the overview of how the special needs student here learn English. And then that's a total different, like a normal kind of student, yeah, that learn English. Yeah, so that will be the lesson learned. And then to be the English teacher for the special needs student, I guess that will be an extra kind of what is it? An extra kind of approach, strategy, media that you need so you can teach them. Yeah, so it is not only about the language mastery, but it is also about how you're gonna connect with the special needs students. Yeah, and then based on your article that you already published, you haven't published your article yet, or you already published it, Putri?
It's published in March, sir.
March 2022.
I already, yeah.
So
I already have the LOA, but it not yet already being published.
okay, so it will be next one then, huh?
Yes.
Okay, and then I want you to please also make an extra article, yeah, Putri Andini. I want you to please, if the LOA that you got, special needs student when they learn English, maybe you can come also with the impressions, yeah, the impressions, and then also the experience that you got, yeah, the experience that you got when you conducted this research, when you conducted the case study in pandemic era. Okay, Putri Andini, that will be the first, yeah, for you. And then next one, next one, let's go with your background of the study. Your background of the study, I guess I still remember. I'm the one that give you the examiner when you got the professional seminar, right, Putri Andini?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not gonna ask you about this one because it seems like you revise it. And then for the literature review, this really important, I guess, when you try to create, when you try to combine, when you try to mix a literature review, you're going to consider several things. Yeah, literature review, I guess when you got your proposal seminar, I already explained to you that not only putting all the reference, not only putting some point of it, yeah, but you're going to make a group or a bunch of theories, and then you're going to come with your concept that support your research. And then for this one, for your literature review, you're only mentioning in e-learning refers to the method, and after that one, learning in e-learning refers to what of the course, and then why, refer to the goal. It seems like you are not mentioning the literature review that you need, that you can use to support your research. On your literature review here, you need to put also about special needs students, and then about TEFL for special needs students, and then what are the talents, what are the support, yeah, and then what is also the problem, the obstacle when you try to make a case study in pandemic era, especially TEFL for the special need students. Okay, Putri, Andini? Come on,
Yes,
I
sir.
want you to respond, please. For your literature review, why are you only putting e-learning? And then instead of explaining about the TEFL for special needs student, you are mentioning here about the method, about e-learning itself, and then about the skill prevent work performance. Come on.
Yeah, because I think it's necessary to put this kind of literature about the phrase of e-learning.
Yeah. Okay. When we talk, okay, let me maybe one more time. When we talk about the literature review, we need to consider every single term that we use in our title. Yeah. For example, here your title consists of TEFL, so you're going to put TEFL on it. And then that one you also put on your title consists of special needs students. You have to put also on your literature review special needs students. Yeah, that the two terms. And the next one, what is it? The talents, the procedure. What is it? The support. You gotta mention it also. And how that you gonna combine? How that you gonna blend all the theories from the expert you got, and then that can support your research. Instead of mentioning this method in learning here, work performance, yeah, it seems like there are two different
I
kind of
did.
understanding about how you're going to make a literature review. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it? Do you have something to say?
No.
No.
Yeah, but in my thesis, I did put the uh, those kind of literature like about the TEFL, about special needs, um, and e-learning also, and the challenge.
Okay, I got it. But
Yeah.
for your information, your PowerPoint here is the summary of your complete thesis. As I told you in the beginning, yeah, as I told you in the beginning, what is it? As I told you in the beginning, the thesis defense consists of two steps. First, based on your appropriate presentations. Second one, also based on your counted thesis. If from this PowerPoint presentation, you're not giving a clear, comprehensive kind of review of explanations, so it will impact your score. It will impact also how that I'm gonna assess your counted thesis. Yeah, since your PowerPoint presentation here, it should be the summary, the main point, all that you wrote on your counted thesis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and now let's go with the next slide here for the research methodology. You chose qualitative, and then how did you get data? You're using observations, semi-structured interview, and then documentations. For your methodology here, you're gonna explain not only how did you get the data, my dear. Okay, so you're gonna put, first of all, your data finding, and then how did you gather the data finding, and after that one, how did you analyze the data, how did you make interpretation based on the data, and then the discussion also based on the data that you created. Okay, so it seems like your methodology here consists of how did you collect, how did you gather the data on it. You're not mentioning, okay, how did you analyze the data? How did you interpret the data? That's important, especially for the qualitative one. Yeah. And then the main difference, the main distinction when we try to make a qualitative and then quantitative kind of research, qualitative research, since it is using a paradigm, yeah, the perception of the researcher, you're gonna make it an extra details, every single aspect. It's different with the quantitative one. If quantitative one here, you can just giving the elaboration, giving the analysis based on the data, based on the numerical data that you got. But for the qualitative one, your ability to describe a deep kind of explanation, that's what we need in a qualitative kind of research. Is that clear enough for you, Putri?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then now let's go with the finding. And then you were mixing finding with the conclusions. That's why I'm asking you to make your new conclusions, my dear. Yeah, finding and conclusions. Based on your finding, it is really simple, I guess. Yeah, you were putting all the three terms. Yeah, all the three terms based on challenge, approach, and then support. Yeah. On your finding here, you are mentioning maximize the short time effectively, student discipline, absence of parents, varied approaches, parents, and then government training program guideline for designing inclusive online educations, disability friendly online learning content, integration between teacher and parents to provide best education for their children. You're finding here, it should be mentioning also about the characteristic of those special needs students. For example, maximize the short time. Why did they need the short time in learning English? Yeah, and then try to compare it between the regular one. Yeah, and the next one, student discipline. Since it is a special needs student, what kind of discipline that you expect from the students? And the next one, absence of the parents. Yeah, I guess if it is a special needs student, the student here really need an extra treatment, not only from the substitute teacher, not only from the guidance teacher, not only from the real teacher in their classroom, but they need also the guidance from their parents. Yeah. And then next one, the approach, varied approach, parents. If you're only mentioning varied approaches here, it means like, what is it? What kind, what types, what kind, what types, yeah, of the various kind of approach that we can use the teaching list for special needs students. Okay, and then also you're mentioning also about the parents. It is the same, I guess, like the first one. And then for the support here, you're mentioning government training program. Okay, if you are mentioning government, yeah, so what is it, the training program, especially for special needs students? And then how are you going to connect the training program created by the government, and then they're going to get, yeah, they're going to get TEFL for special need students. And then you're mentioning also inclusive online educations. If it is inclusive online educations and it is for the special needs students, I guess that will be too difficult for them. Yeah, since if it is a regular kind of teaching and learning in a classroom, yeah, it is not an online kind of teaching and learning, I guess they're still face many kind of difficulties. And the next one, you're mentioning also a disability friendly online learning content. Okay, so what is it? Can you mention it? What is it, the example? How did the teacher gonna use it? How did the students gonna use it? And then how did the parent will use it to teach their children? Can you mention it, please? Can you try to give the example based on your finding, based on the case study, please, Putri?
The example is like for particular conditions like students with hearing impairment.
Okay.
If for the learning the learning media can it can the content learning content provider can use the for example hands language for the students with hearing impairment. It will be help them for learn to understand better the material.
That's all?
Yeah.
Okay, next one. You are mentioning also integration between teachers and parents to provide best education for their children. So what is it? Integrations, teacher and parents. What kind of integration here that you mean, please?
Like the parents and teacher can communicative intensely discussing about the learning progress about their children, and actively participating in accompanies their being companion for their children, and support them with learning media like
like what is it? Like what is it, please?
Learning media for them to
to what is it, please? No more? No more?
no, I guess that's all.
Okay, I guess no more, Putri Andini. And then that should be enough for your PowerPoint presentations. Yeah. Thank you very much for answering all my questions. And then now let's start giving the revision for your complete tasks. Okay. I'm gonna open it first. Okay, can you see it now? Hello?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Now we're going to start with your revision for the complete tasks. Starting with the abstract here. The abstract you're mentioning the background of the writing of this thesis is the problem. Okay, when you try to make the abstract, it should be short, simple, and clear. It is consists only the aim of the study, and then after that one, the method that you use, and then after that one, the finding, and then last one, conclusions. Yeah, so you don't have to make all this long kind of abstract. Revise this one. Okay, Putri?
Yes, sir.
And then next one. And then next one, for your first chapter, Your first chapter. Okay, let's check your first chapter first. Okay, your first chapter. Okay, for your first chapter, I need you to please try to give more elaborations. If you're mentioning about the school, the special needs school that you conducted this research for, you have to also elaborate this one. Yeah, put extra explanations about the. You're gonna put extra explanation about the special need student with the specific school that you conduct this case study. Okay, and then your focus of the problem. Your focus of the problem here, it should be based on three things: challenge, approach, and then support. Okay, and then limitation of the problem. That have challenge, approach from both teacher and students. Okay, so from both teacher and student of Purba Adika school, and then the objective of the study. Okay, but you got many kind of typo here. You have to you have to revise it. Okay, significance of the study. Okay, guys, that's enough for your first chapter. And then now your second chapter, I guess I already told you on your proposal seminar, yeah, the way that we write down the expert opinion, yeah, it should be like this one, yeah, it should be consist of year and then page, not only the year, yeah. Okay, you're gonna revise this one, and then okay, and then you start with discussing about learning, yeah. After you discuss about learning, and then after that one, e-learning. It seems like there are a straight kind of difference, yeah. Why you're mentioning about learning, and then why about e-learning, while your title here is about TEFL for special needs students. So you better come with what is it, the TEFL first, yeah, and then what is it, special needs students. Okay, Putri?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, why did you put this one? Yeah, it seems like it is different kind of title, yeah. Okay, you're mentioning also virtual education. So what is it, the virtual educations? You're not mentioning this one on your title, yeah, it should be. And then look at your reference, it is from 1996, yeah, so you have to revise it. No, you have to revise it also. It seems like you are not revising all my suggestion when you got your proposal seminar, I guess, yeah, look at this one,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay, e-learning media or tools, what is it? It's different kind of classes, I guess. The role of teacher in e-learning, no specific thing based. Okay, the benefit of online teaching. So you're discussing about an A for your thesis, but inside your thesis, it seems like different topic. It is B topic. Yeah, talents of online teaching, special need learner. Okay, you have to revise all of this one, the previous. Yeah. Okay, Putri. And then
Yes, sir.
next, you're mentioning what is speed. Okay, why you got many type of thing here? You're making this for eternity thing, or what is it? Yeah, it is special need learners. Yeah, and then you're mentioning a TEFL. Okay, okay. You have to put a longer kind of explanation, a longer kind of elaboration for this one instead of the previous one. The online thing, virtual thing, you don't need that one, but you have to explain it more. TEFL, explain it more special needs students, especially when they learn English. Yeah. And then, okay, look at this one. You're mentioning the conceptual framework. Yeah. Pandemic COVID-19, online TEFL for special needs students. Okay, and then you gotta stick with your term that you use. You're going to use special needs students or you're going to use special needs learner. It is the same with when you try to use the writer, starting from the beginning till the end of your thesis. It should be using the writer. If you're going to use the author, you're going to use it all the time. And then also if you're using researcher, it will be the same. Also, you're going to use it all the time. So not the previous one, you're mentioning about special needs learners. And the next one, you're mentioning special needs students. And the next one, you're mentioning disability kind of students. Yeah, so you got to be consistent for all of your terms. Yeah. Again, I read chapter 3, the study aim to get over. Okay. Who's carried out? Okay. Different month that you okay, you don't have to mention it like this one. This research was conducted, started in July till August, yeah, 2021. That should be now. Why did you have to conduct this one? July 21, July 29, and then 30, and then August 19 and 20. You're gonna make it 2 months starting on July till August. Yeah, you're gonna make it that way. Revise this one also. And the next one, method of the study. Okay. Okay, look at this one. This is exactly what I told you. You're using researcher, you're using writer, you're using author. Yeah, so which one are you gonna use here? Yeah, try to stick with one term only. Yeah, because if you try to make the writer and the next one you're using the researcher, so we got 2 different person conducting this research. The first, the one that writes this research. Second one, the one that conducted the research. 2 different terms. Yeah.
Yes,
okay, and then look at this one. How did you make your reference? It seems like you have to revise it. Okay, and also this one, subject of the study, technique of collecting the data. Okay, it seems like you reference here is an outdated kind of reference. You're gonna revise this one, revise this one also, all of it. Oh my God, it seems like you were not doing the revision after your proposal seminar, Putri, yeah? And that's really disappointing. Yeah? Take a look at this one. Look at this one. Okay. And then let's have a look at your finding. Okay, when you try to put the first finding of your chapter 4, so you're gonna put a clear description about the school. Here you're mentioning only this one, and then suddenly the scope of Abika handle and what is it in the schools. Yeah, you're mentioning the profile of the school, and then after that one, what is it? School vision and missions. And then you're getting this one. It is from the website of the school, or you just make up this one. You try to translate it using English, or what is it?
I translated using English.
Okay, so you make the uh, translation thing. Okay. Description is teacher profile, research finding, place observations, yeah, interpretations. Okay, so your data finding, it should be the result of the observations, the result of the interview, and then the result of your documentation. That should be the data finding. And then after that one, you have to analyze it. Okay, so not only mentioning the observation result, but you are going to analyze the result of your observations, the result of your interview. Yeah, and then also the result of your documentation. So how are you going to analyze that one? So not only putting, okay, this is the result of observations, this is the result of interview, this is the result of documentation, but you need to do the analysis process. And then also after doing the analysis, you go to the next step, what we call the interpretations. Okay, Putri?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I guess you have to revise it also, all of your finding, yeah, on chapter 4, yeah. Okay, and then last chapter, your conclusions. Okay, look at this one. Based on the result of research and discussion and application of online table regarding the challenge, approach, and support. Okay, wait a second, you're mentioning this one. Okay, it seems like there information, what is it, kind of explanation that you made here. You are mentioning online TEFL, while on your title you are not mentioning online kind of TEFL. On your title you're mentioning TEFL for special needs student only. There are no online on it, there are no digital on it. Yeah, and then suddenly on your conclusion you're mentioning this one. You have to revise this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, that's all that you have to revise, and you have many kind of revision. Yeah, total revision starting from your first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, and then also fifth chapter. And then you're going to have only 1 week to revise this. And then I'll be available every single day in campus. You can come to visit me and then bring your revisions. 1 week only, that will be the revisions. Yeah? Okay, Putri Andini?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
Okay.
I guess that's all for your test defense. Let's hope based on your performance while answering all of the questions, you'll pass for this test defense. Yeah, and after this one, you don't have to leave the meeting first, because we're going to close this thesis defense, and then we're going to talk out the record of this one. Yeah, let's close our today's thesis defense here by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah alamin. And then
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim.
last, wallahu muwaffiq wal hadi ila sabil rasad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.